Hello guys, I've been getting into a lot of Guitar Hero 3 Modern recently, and I've noticed that there's not really many tutorials on YouTube that cover the full thing. So I've decided that over the next half an hour, 20 minutes or so, I'm going to teach you how to make your own Guitar Hero 3 customs, which I think is also the same process for Frets on Fire and Phase Shift, but I'm not entirely sure of that, but these will definitely work in Guitar Hero 3. So firstly you need Guitar Hero 3, the 1.3 patch. This is absolutely necessary. Don't think it's just a patch to fix bugs and stuff. You actually need this in order to be able to play customs. Guitar Hero Control Panel version 2.0.4. Versions might change since I make this video, but it's stayed that version for about 2 years or something now, so I don't think there's any more updates coming out. 7-zip or WinRAR, simply because that's what Guitar Hero Control Panel can download as, or feedback can download as. Lame Conversion Library, Microsoft Net Framework 2.0. I'll post a link to this in the description, so you can just click all these and get the links. I'll also put in individual links. What you also need is a program called Feedback Editor, which basically is what you use to chart. This is what you use to add the notes to the songs and sync them up and blah blah blah. This is how you actually build customs. What you need to do here is download the latest version. I've already got it, so I'm not going to. And then just unzip it to anywhere. Personally, for me, I put it in the Documents Guitar Hero 3 folder, just so I'll keep everything in the same place. I give Feedback its own file, and this is what it should look like. After that, you need to download Guitar Hero Control Panel. This is what you use to import your customs into the game. Same deal. I think this is an installer actually, so just download this, run the installer, and you're good to go. So now, the song that I'm going to chart today is called Love Penetrator by Kopek, which I'm going to show you. Excuse me for being on my other YouTube channel here, but Love Penetrator, and I'll just give you a demo of what that sounds like now. Okay, the reason I chose this was simply because it's got a pretty even beat, and it's not too fast, not too slow. It's nice to keep up with, and that is the first thing you need to do. After you've downloaded the song, or whichever song you're doing, or if you've bought it on iTunes or whatever, what you want to do is Google taps BPM, if I can type. There we go, taps BPM, and it'll take you to this site. And what you do is you just hit the space bar in time with the song, and it will give you the BPM of the song, which is beats per minute. So what I'm going to do now is play along with this song, just for a couple of seconds or so, just so you get an idea of what the BPM is. So you can see it's about 128. Right, so keep that in mind, keep the BPM in mind, or just keep this tab open until you actually get into feedback and start making your chart. After you've got the BPM, what you want to do with your song, which I have in here, excuse the crudity of all this, I've been making a lot of customs and these are all fucked. I have already made this chart, but I am just taking you through the process, so that's why these two exist. What you want to do is get your MP3, download a program and open, I can't type again, called Audacity. Now what you do in Audacity here, I'll put a link for this in the description as well, is you simply drag your MP3 in. This doesn't apply for every song, by the way. This is only because this song starts immediately, as soon as you press play, the song's like da 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 da. And sometimes that can catch people out if they're playing your customs, because they might look away from the screen while the game is loading, and then it might load, and then all of a sudden they've hit notes and they've missed notes and they've fucked up an FC or whatever. So what you can do for songs like that is take them into Audacity, make sure your pointer is right at the start, click generate, silence, and then add 2 seconds of silence to the start of the song. And what that'll do is it'll play 2 seconds of silence, obviously, while the chart is coming, so people can realise that the game's loaded and they've got 2 seconds to get ready for the chart. So you click OK, and as you can see, it now has 2 seconds of silence. So then, once you've done that, what you need to do is click File, Export Audio, and then just export it as an MP3 or a WAV or an OGG. It doesn't matter. Any file type will work out of those 3. And what I like to do is, instead of naming it the same name, I like to call it offset, because the 2 seconds you add is what's known as an offset in charting terms. I've already got it, so there we are. I'm going to close that. Now after you've done that, what you want to do is you want to open feedback. And you click new chart, load your offset file, which is this one, and then you can change your song name and artist name and so on. Then what you want to do is press the left close brackets key and right close brackets keys and the square close brackets, not your standard brackets, to change the start point. As you can see on the left hand side, the start is going up and down. The start is your offset, and because we had 2 seconds, we set the start to 2, and then we press play. Now you'll think that it starts immediately in this, but it won't in the actual song. It'll still have the 2 seconds there. The only offset that you're adding in feedback is to help you chart the song. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly change the BPM here so that the start of the song aligns on one of these lines here. So there's like a big fat white line, transparent line, thinner white line, transparent line, thinner white line, transparent, thinner, transparent, fat. The fat lines represent a whole bar, and these are like an eighth of a bar. You don't necessarily need to know a lot of music theory to do this, but it does help if you do. So just excuse me a minute while I try and sync this up. So what I need to do here is quickly speed this up. Try 150. Still a bit early. Let's try and go up to 160. Right, so it starts. Excuse me for that. So it starts there. So let's put the first chord there. Now you put your notes in by pressing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 on your keyboard. And you can have single notes like that, or you can have double notes or triple notes, or even 4 notes or 5 notes. It really doesn't matter. You can use all 5 at once if you want, although I wouldn't recommend doing that because it does my head in when people make charts like that. So what we're going to do very quickly is do that there. But now that we've got this aligned, so it starts on one of the lines that we've got here, we're going to change the BPM using the plus or minus on which are next to your backspace, not the ones on the numpad, to change the BPM. And what we want to do is we want to change it so it matches this one, which is 128. So let's bring that back down to 128. I'm going to skip these notes at the start, just because they're a bit finicky for the purposes of this tutorial. I just want to go to the simple notes so you can see what I'm doing. So now you can see it's 128, and just watch the bars, how they'll come past the chart line, which is where the notes are at the moment, in like the beat that we have. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can see how the lines are passing in sync, which means that the BPM is correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the notes. Now I've already charted this so I know exactly how the notes fall, but what you do is if you look in the top left corner you can see this term step. Now 1 is a whole bar, so that'll jump from fat white line to fat white line, which is quite far. Use the up and down arrow keys to move around, and use the left and right arrow keys to change the note. So you can have a half, third, quarter bar, sixth of a bar, eighth of a bar, 12th of a bar, 16th of a bar, 24th, 32nd, 48th and 64th. Now obviously the bigger the fraction, or the smaller the fraction, depending on which way you want to look at it, the more narrow the notes are. Okay, now I happen to know that this chart runs off a lot of 1/24th, which is the same as 1/12th. They just put notes in the middle. So for example, if I go 1/12 from here and add another yellow and another yellow and another yellow, you'll see that if I go to 24th, I'll be able to place a note in the middle of them. So what you'll notice is that 2 24ths are also a 12th, because half of 24 is 12. You know, like, I might be overcomplicating this, but that's basically how it works. So what I want to do is get the notes in sync with the song. So I'll quickly play the song and then I'll describe to you what I think the notes go like. Right, so I'm just going to place a note there to mark where I've got up to. So what I'm going to do is add the notes. What I think it did was go do 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 do. Now that was way out of tune. I'm just trying to get the rhythm. So the do 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 is quite simply eighths, or is it quarters? Yes, quarters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes down. Oh no, there's at least 2 bars of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes back up. So do, 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 and then it repeats. Now what you can do to make sure that you're in sync properly is hit N, and this little C will come up underneath the 2. You see that? Now C means clap, and that plays a sound, like a clap sound, whenever one of the notes passes the hit line, just to make sure it's in sync. So you can see what that sounds like now. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. But what I did notice is that these bits go more like do 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 do. So because I know that this chart uses a lot of 24ths or 12ths, I keep going to 24th for some reason. I'm going to go do 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 do, and then back down. So if I play that again with the clapper on, so there we are. Now it's totally up to you whether you want to do this, but I like to do it just for the sake of flow. You can leave the notes as they are, like how they are simply single notes at the moment with no holding required, so it's just dun 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 dun. All you can do is you can delete the note by pressing the same number that it is. So yellow is 3, so I'll press 3 and delete it. Now what I want to do is make the notes hold notes. So what I do is I press 3, hold it down, and I move forward to the next note and then let go. And that adds the line, which are the hold lines. So I'm just going to do that for all of these right now. But what I like to not do is leave the notes so that the hold ends at the start of the next note, because that makes the sound sort of cut off in the transition, because obviously you're going to let go of the note to change about here. And the way that customs work in Guitar Hero is because there's no singular guitar track. If you miss a note, the song just dips, and the song will dip every time you release the hold note. So what I like to do is go a 16th before the next note, add one, and then delete it, and that will cut the line. So it'll go, which it just makes it much easier when you're in game. So I'm going to change these again. Go to a 16th and end for the blue. And now I'm going to join these up, but I'm going to need 12ths because, as you can see, 16ths don't quite fall on the same place as a 12th, and this is a 12th. So I'll play that back now. So there we go, we've got that bit done. What I'm quickly going to do now is just show you chords, and I'll just going to skip along to the chorus so I can show you how to do the chords. It's basically exactly the same, but I'll show you anyway. So, somewhere around here, the chorus. Right, so it's about there. Right, so what you want to do for chords is exactly the same thing, except instead of pressing like 2 and then dragging and then 4 and then dragging, you can do that. It's not absolutely necessary though, as you can hold 2 and 4 at the same time if you want to do blue and red, and just drag forward and then go da 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 da. So like 1 and 3, 3 and 5, 2 and 4, 1 4 5, 1 3 4, 1 2 3, 1 2 4. You know, there's loads of combinations you can do. Obviously that's way out of sync with the song. So just go through your song, add your notes in. Hammerons and pull-offs are automatically generated by feedback. Usually you can only just tell, but if you look on the top of the red one, there's a little black line around the white circle on the top, and on the yellow one there's not. That means it's a hammer-on. It's really hard to tell in feedback, but that's how it is. Depending on the BPM, it could be a 16th, it could be a 24th, that's a hammer-on. In this instance, a 12th is even a hammer-on. Oh no, it's not. There we go. So, oh no, it is. Shit. So a 12th is a hammer-on. Is an 8th? Right, an 8th isn't. So if we go on 24ths, we go like have a little sweep like that. They're all hammer-ons and pull-offs. But then when we go back to the 8ths, I did 2 16s there to get the 8th. It's not a hammer-on anymore. So just go through your chart, get all of your notes done, and then what you need to do is add star power and sections, which I'm going to show you how to do now, because here's the chart I made earlier for this very same song. I think it's that. Oh, if you hit S, it will save the chart and it will play a nice little tune, which I will demonstrate to you now. That's the little tune. Now I had the BPM at 193 at the start of here to get it to line up. Obviously in a different version I didn't do that, but I'll give you a little demo of what this one sounds like at the moment. Now you can see that it's exactly the same as what I've just done. If you hold shift and press space twice, it will take you back to the start, which is handy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the song and we're going to add star power. Now to add star power, let's change that there. What you need to do is hold the number 8, not the one in your numpad, the one at the top of your keyboard. Hold it down and just move through the section of notes that you want to be star power. So let's do that, for example. And then this blue bar at the side represents that they're star power notes. I don't want them like this, so if you want to get rid of your star power, simply press number 8 again at the start and it will get rid of your star power. So what I'm going to do now is just go through the song and apply star power. I'm going to turn the clapper off because it gets quite annoying. Normally what I like to do is let the player play 2 bars, well, 2 sections of the verse or chorus or whatever, and then add star power. So let's add some here. Only for 1 section. Personally, I don't like star power phrases to go on for too long, but it's totally up to you. You know, just do whatever you're comfortable with. So for example, this bit sort of plays the same thing twice, so I'm going to let it go through once and add star power to the second bit. Like this bit. Now I'm going to let the chorus play through once, and then on the second playthrough give it star power. So I'll add star power here. Just to there, I don't want the whole chorus to be star power. This bit's a bit easy for star power, so I'm not going to give it any. Alright, we'll add some here. And we've already heard this bit, so we'll skip along. And I'll make this whole phase star power this time, since the user's already played it. Give them the chorus again. Not going to put any in the chorus now. We'll make this a little bit star power. As you can see, I put a 3 note in there because I quite like them. So let's just run along. We'll give one last phase of star power just before the final chorus. And there's not really much of the song left. There's not really much of the song left to add star power in, and I've just saved it there. So that's with star power done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the start by pressing left shift and space twice. Now what you want to do is you want to add sections. These aren't absolutely necessary, but if you want people to be able to practice your charts, like if it's got a really killer solo in it or anything, then it's good to add sections. So what we're going to do here is line up with the section of notes where the section begins, press R, and it says enter section name. So for this we're just going to go with intro, and then as you can see on the left there, it's got a little intro, and this is verse 1. So press R, add verse 1. You can usually tell by the structure of the notes where everything falls. So this is still the verse, and then we'll go pre-chorus 1, and then chorus 1. Skip through the chorus. And then we need to do verse 2. Pre-chorus 2. Chorus 2. And then we'll do interlude. This is like, I'm going to skip past this bit. I'll do verse 3. And then this doesn't have a pre-chorus, so it's just straight into chorus. Can't type. Chorus 3. And then start here and just put outro. Now that the song's ended, we need to add the end phase to the chart so that the game knows that the chart's finished. Sometimes it just goes off your audio file. If the audio file finishes, then the chart will finish and the game will move on. But you can also add your own end phase to the chart. So, because the sound ends out there, I'm going to stick the end phase here. Just a few of the little bars after. What you want to do to add an end phase is hit E and then type in end and press enter. And as you can see on the left there, end has popped up. So I'll hit save. And that's our chart done. Now what you can do, I've not done this, but as you can see at the top there, it says expert guitar. What you can do is you can change the difficulty and type of instrument, so co-op bass, co-op lead guitar, enhanced co-op lead, enhanced co-op bass, 10-key guitar, drums, and so on and so on. Can't find guitar now. Where's it gone? Yep. And if you change your chart settings, you can change the difficulty. There we are, difficulty. You can change it to easy, medium, hard, whatever. I just prefer to do experts only because I'm ignorant and think everybody should be able to play expert. But that's what we'll do. So there's the chart done, so we'll close feedback now. And then what you want to do is, I've already got it pinned to my taskbar, is open GH3 GHTCP, Guitar Hero 3 control panel. Excuse me. Click I accept. That comes up every single time you open it. And then you click File, Open Game Settings, English, or whichever language you are. And then it loads all of the songs in Guitar Hero 3. Now, I have every single song in every Guitar Hero ever, as well as a few customs, so my song list is huge. Yours probably won't look like this. But what you want to do to import the song that we've just made is go to set list here, click that, and go to, when my computer stops spazzing out, download, because that's where your customs normally go. These are all custom set lists, so you won't have these. You'll have from single creator, multi-co-op, but click download. Downloaded songs is your tier. You don't want to make more than one tier. I mean, you can, but I advise not to because sometimes it can cause stability issues. You also don't want to have more than 80 unlocked songs in a tier, otherwise the game will probably crash. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that song now. So you click add, new song, and song name, we're just going to put Kopek Love Penetrator. You don't have to put the band name, you can call it anything you want, but I like to put the band name first, just so that it's organised properly in the song list here. And the audio type is only a single track because we don't have individual guitar tracks or drum tracks or bass tracks or whatever. So single track, pardon me, is we're going to import the offset that we made with Audacity. Click open, chart file, jump to the one that it's saved, which is Kopek Love Penetrator Offset. It'll usually save the chart as the same name as the audio file that you use to chart to. So click open, leave all of this as it is, hit apply, and then Love Penetrator and artist Kopek is in there. For the year, I like to always put comma, space, and then the year that it was, which was 2014. Now the offset was 2 seconds, which it's already applied, which is minus 2000 milliseconds, I think it is. Hammeron, band volume, guitar volume, I don't bother with. Artist text, by, if it's by the actual band. As made famous by, if it's a cover. Or custom, you can set it to be anything you like. Original artist keyboard, co-op, rhythm track, I just leave all them blank. Rhythm track will automatically be ticked, I think, if you add a rhythm track in the sound, like if you have an individual bass or an individual rhythm guitar or drums or whatever. But drums don't apply in Guitar Hero 3, so it doesn't matter. and then you hit apply. And if I scroll down, I should be able to find Copec, wherever it may be, Copec Love Penetrator. There we are. Simply drag that into your downloaded songs. Hit the equals here to change the default unlocked songs to 17 because I've just added one. There's 17 songs in there. If I didn't hit that, then you wouldn't be able to see this because it would technically not be unlocked. Hit apply tier changes. File. No, I don't want to claim a game sentence. File, execute actions, yes. And then it will then make the song, which it's done there very quickly. Hit close. Close Guitar Hero 3 control panel if you want. And then what you want to do is open Guitar Hero 3 and play the song, which I'm going to do now with the bot, just so I can talk over it. So I'll jump into game now. Okay, so here we are in game. Well, I just go down to quick play, expert, and scroll right to the bottom. We should see our new song. There we are. I'm just going to play the song now on a bot, and you can see that the chart has worked. Oh, I've got lefty on. Just quickly take that off. Apologies for that. Sometimes Guitar Hero does that when it's trying to like sync everything up with your frame rate and everything, so quickly restart it. So as you can see, the chart's working fine. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've got any questions or anything, simply just drop us a comment. Don't forget to check out my other videos on the channel. I have a Rocksmith custom charts tutorial as well. I have videos of all my customs on the channel as well. And I also run a completely different YouTube channel, which is called Film Rant, which reviews films. And that's much more popular than this one, so go ahead and check that out if you like. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully you make some kick-ass charts that I can download and play.